What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. I'm your host, Slackerz, bringing you guys our next matchup in the Everyone Is Here tournament. So, if you haven't seen this before, I'll break it down. It's very simple. I'm going to throw up the rules on screen for how this whole thing plays out so you guys get an idea of it. More than welcome to participate, even if it's your first time here. Feel free to, participate. But basically, this is a tournament, and there's 100 characters in the tournament overall. So, process of elimination, if you know how tournaments work. Basically, each day on my channel, I will upload one of the matchups from this tournament, talk about the two characters in the match, try to make a case why they might make sense for Smash DLC, and then we vote down in the comments. So let me throw up the rules for the tournament. And the rules are very simple. So one of the first rules to keep in mind always, this tournament, any of these matches, they are for fun. And I say that because we do have characters that are assist trophies, me costumes, spirits, characters that are quote-unquote disconfirmed, all sorts of stuff like that. So this is going in with an open mind. If you like a character, feel free to drop a vote for him. Very simple, always for fun. How do you vote? That is very simple. Down in the comments, you simply type who your vote is for one of the two characters. So today's matchup is Bomberman taking on Crono. So you'd vote for one of them down in the comments. If you do really like both the characters, you are allowed to vote for both. Simply type both. That's how that works. But again, one vote per person. Rest of the rules, though, it's a double elimination tournament, meaning a character has to lose twice before being officially eliminated. So you lose once, drop to the loser bracket, you lose again, then you're eliminated. Once we get to the results for each matchup, if there's a tie in the voting, I'll just flip a coin on camera. It is the fairest way to break any tie for this tournament. And then each matchup, voting-wise, will only last 1 week. So today's Tuesday, which means we'll get the results of this matchup next Tuesday. Yeah, there you go. 1 week, 1 7-day period. So that's how that works. So let's jump into the results today and the matchup as well. All right, so the results from last week was a very good matchup. It was actually very close as well. The matchup was Agumon from the Digimon series taking on Dry Bowser, a potential Echo, semi-Echo sort of character. And reading a lot of the comments, there's a lot of Digimon fans, there's a lot of Agumon fans, there's a lot of Dry Bowser fans, and some people who are against Digimon, they're like, I just don't see it as a game series. There were a couple people that said that, even though I did touch on it and say it is a game series. The creator has recently come out and said that, and there's a whole thing about that. A couple other people, and fair point, hey, if that's how you view it. I see, I think 2 people that said they know Digimon is a game series, but, they grew up with the anime, and that's how they view the character. Fair enough. You view something in a certain way, whatever. But Dry Bowser, a lot of people are like, he'd be an Echo fighter, and way more people would much prefer a unique newcomer, And I get that too. That's completely fine, however you want to vote. So let me show you the results. 5 votes ended up separating this one. 5 votes, very close. Agumon, though, ended up pulling out the win. 49 votes to 44 votes. For Dry Bowser. So Dry Bowser put up a pretty decent fight, but Agumon's the one that gets to advance further into the winner's bracket. So congrats to Agumon. We'll be facing Edelgard in his next matchup, so that'll be in a few weeks down the road, but we'll get to that later. Dry Bowser's still in the tournament. Remember, double elimination. Just drops to the loser bracket. So, yeah, let's get to the results. Not the results. Let's get to the matchup for the day. So this one, this matchup is a bit stranger. Bomberman from the Bomberman series, the assist trophy. Yes, you're totally allowed to vote for him. If you like the character, feel free to drop a vote. It's probably who I'm going to vote for. So, there. But his opponent, Crono from Chrono Trigger. Very fun game. Very well received game. A lot people that played the game say it's one of the better made games. I'll get to that point in a second. So, let's start with Bomberman. Now, Bomberman is a gaming... Let me get my next match going here. Bomberman is the next... Or, not the next. Bomberman is a gaming icon. Alright? He's been around for generations at this point. He's been around. And he's been on multiple Nintendo consoles, handhelds. And it's not just Nintendo. I believe the Bomberman Switch are the game that launched on the Nintendo Switch. I believe that recently. I think over the summer it did come out on PlayStation and Xbox as well. And, Bomberman, there's a chance if you grew up in the 90s, maybe early 2000s, and somebody mentions Bomberman, you're going to know who it is, even if you really haven't played the games, just because his appearance and his just overall, just, I don't know, his appeal in gaming, just, there's a lot, he's just a fun character. Now, the thing I really want to touch on is this. Anytime I talk about Bomberman, there's a lot of people that don't really get how the character could play. And that might sound stupid, but also at the same time, it kind of makes sense. So, obviously, Bomberman, what would his moveset be, right? Obviously, it's going to have to do with a lot of bombs and explosives, right? That is going to happen. That's going to be his moveset. Well, then a lot of people are going to say, well, isn't that just pretty much one move? Well, I get where you're coming from. Like the bombs that he pulls out for his assist trophy, you know, simple little timed explosive that it goes off after a little bit. But Bomberman has all sorts of different types of bombs. He's got remote bombs. He's got timer bombs. He's got, you know, bombs that will explode over a bigger radius, or, you know, so maybe a bit more damage the closer up to the bomb you get. So it could reach quite a few, I guess, character lengths. I don't even know how to really, you know, measure it, but, you know, it could reach a fair amount of distance away from your opponent. So, you know, if like the tail end of the explosion happens to catch you, you'll still take damage, but not as much like if you'd be closer to like the actual bomb itself. Bomberman does have some abilities where he's got a shield. So like in a couple of the Bomberman games, like the shield ends up helping block the explosion that's coming at him. So you could do something with a shield in a moveset. Just kind of reflect projectiles, or maybe not reflect, but just block projectiles. Something similar to like Link, how he, you know, if you just stand there and you shoot like a little projectile, it just kind of absorbs it. He just kind of like takes it. Like, obviously, he's not like healing himself by any means, but like he just kind of takes the damage. Nothing happens. The shield just blocks it. So maybe something similar to kind of that. It could be like I don't know, like a down special potentially, just pulls it out and blocks a projectile. I think that'd be kind of cool. Another thing that I was trying to figure out how I could view something happening. Bomberman has like this glove that's I guess a power up in his games where he's able to pick up a bomb and throw it. Now, one thing I thought that would be very fun. He also has a power up where he can kick a bomb too. I thought something, you know, potentially the like picking up a bomb or kicking, whatever it might be. You could use the power up, and Bomberman would be the only one. So like, what I'm trying to get to, Bomberman places down one of his bombs, right? And then, like, I don't know, for neutral special or however it would work, Bomberman would be then the only character that could either pick up the bomb and throw it somewhere else on stage, or maybe he could be the only one that would kick it. So any other character that would come in contact with it, they're not going to be able to pick it up, you know, so just something a bit more special and unique to Bomberman. Something like that, I think would be kind of fun to see, just something else. And plus, the Bomberman family's got all sorts of different color variants and everything. So, you know, he's got the alternate color scheme, alternate skin. He's got all that nailed down perfectly. There are some alternate costumes that you could really come up with. There's a lot of cool characters in the Bomberman universe you could throw in for his actual character. So, all in all, great character. The moveset is, I think, a bit deeper than people, you know, at first glance will give it credit for. I mean, like, I love the character. I grew up with Bomberman. I grew up, I'd bring my Nintendo DS to school, and me and a friend, we were sitting, what class was this? I think it was a choir class. Yeah, I took choir in high school for 4 years. It was an easy class. We didn't have to do nothing. But we'd sit there with our DSs open, play local play, and we'd just sit there playing Bomberman, and fun time. So I really love the character. Fun character, but we'll see what happens. Yeah, Konami and the whole thing. Look, Konami doesn't have a rep in the DLC. I don't think their company will get one. That's a whole different kind of topic, but Bomberman's still a fun character nonetheless. Another fun character, though, I would like to see is Crono from Chrono Trigger. Now, this is another character that I kind of grew up with. Had the Chrono Trigger game on Super Nintendo. Very big game, very well-received game. A lot of people thoroughly enjoyed it, say that it's one of the best kind of RPGs. Kind of did its, you know, I think it was like one of the first RPGs back in the day to introduce the actual enemies on screen. So when you're running around in the overworld, the enemy would pop up and you can go run into them and battle them that way. So that was kind of a cool touch. I think that was the first time that happened. I think. I'm pretty sure it is Chrono Trigger. If I'm wrong, somebody let me know if you know the actual fact. But fun stuff to do. So moveset wise, we'll go into this for Chrono as well. Does have the blade. Going to be somewhat of a sword user. Yes, it will be a part of the moveset. It's just going to happen. But RPG character, you got all sorts of magic and spells and stuff like that you can come up with. So a few of them that I can, picture working very well. Potentially like a side special. He summons like these Twister, like these Cyclones. And I think I have, is it the next one? No. Is it this one? Here we go. Yeah, here we go. First picture up here on the left. Hopefully my face cam's not blocking that. Shouldn't be. But basically summons out like these two little Cyclones and just kind of like, you could get caught in the middle and it'll just kind of be doing a bunch of damage. Maybe it just pushes them or something like that. Cyclone would be pretty easy. Lightning cast, I figured it could be similar to Robin and Hero's neutral special, I suppose. You can maybe charge it up, just cast a bolt of lightning out, something like that would be pretty fun. Of course, he's got his cleave, straight up attack, up B. That's pretty simple for that. I mean, like, what? I mean, a lot of characters kind of have that, sword users, but I mean, it fits with the character and it does make sense, so something like that as well. So you got swords in there, you got spells, so it's another RPG-ish character. Not ish, but it's another RPG character coming into Smash, so yeah, there could be similarities for sure. I get that. One thing we got to talk about, though, Square. Because we already have the Dragon Quest rep, right? What are the odds that we get Crono for Character Pack 5? I think that's slim to none. I think a lot of people still on board. Character Pack 5. Not the new DLC that got announced, but Character Pack 5. Everyone's still pretty much in agreement that there won't be one company that gets multiple reps in the Fighter Pass, the first one. But the new DLC, I think everything's wide open. So Crono, I think, could be back on the table potentially. He's always a character that does get mentioned. He is somewhat of a fan favorite. Has a nice history with Nintendo as well. So, could happen. Will it? Maybe not. Because again, you got to go back to the argument. Would it make sense for Square, to let Nintendo use this character? Kind of. You could make the same argument with Geno in a way. It's a character that they just don't have any plans to use. And it's like, What's the benefit for Square besides, getting some money for the character rights? What's the real benefit? They're not going to be able to promote any new game with this character. They're not going to be able to hype up, I don't know, like a reboot or a new announcement, unless maybe that's part of their plan, maybe to get them in Smash. But just business-wise for Square, unless there's something secret in the works, I don't think there is. But unless there's something secret, it doesn't make sense. Crono, Geno, whoever you want, you could really compare them both in a way. So, while I would enjoy the character, I think a lot of people would. He's somewhat of a fan favorite. Any new Smash game, name gets brought up. People love him. Could he happen one day? I think there's a chance one day, maybe. Yeah, but for Character Pack 5, no way. The new DLC is a better chance than Character Pack 5, I'll say that. But, yeah, for me, I already told you earlier, I'm voting Bomberman. I grew up, I have so many more fond memories of the character. Plus, he's just a gaming icon at this point. How is he, I get Konami and he's the Hudson, so maybe it's a weird sort of thing. I don't know. Look, they were able to, Nintendo and Sakurai, they were able to get Bomberman at least as an assist trophy. Maybe they surprise us and give us an assist trophy upgrade with Bomberman. Could happen. I'm not going to hold my breath, but it could happen. So yeah, Bomberman's going to get my vote for this one. Very simple today. I'd like both characters. I really would. But Bomberman, just a bit more. But that is going to be it for this one. So a little sneak peek for tomorrow. Tomorrow will be a very weird one. Character making their first appearance in any of my tournaments. Arthur from Ghosts and Goblins. Talk about him a little bit more. He's in other fighting games. Yeah, we'll talk about it tomorrow. But he's taking on Ninten from the Earthbound Mother series and dive into the moveset and how he'd be pretty similar. So, yeah, that's the matchup for tomorrow. And then the results we shall get are from Quote, who's taking on the Mayor of the World, Mayor of the Earth, Mike Hager. that's the matches for the day. So, yeah, that's it for this one. I hope you guys enjoyed. I should have a second video today. I think it's talking about some DLC leak. Yeah, that should be later today, though. Anyway, I guess that's it for this one. So I hope you guys enjoyed, as always, and hopefully we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace out, everybody.